So, hello everybody who are already here. Nice to see you all, guys. My name is Aliaksej, and we are not starting yet. We're starting in approximately 13 minutes. So if you're watching this video like a recording from YouTube, you're absolutely welcome just to skip next up to 13 minutes. If you are already online, if you are with us, then you're welcome to take your tea and join later. Please, guys, who are already here, could you please test the chat and put kind of pluses in the chat if you can hear me, and see me in a good way. Hello, Raya. Yes, plus, so people can see and hear me. So we are just waiting for others. Just relax, don't worry, nothing will happen during next 12 minutes. Thank you very much, guys. I see your pluses, perfect. Thank you for your help. And sure, just relax, take your tea, cup of tea, and yep, come back in approximately 12 minutes. See you. And by the way, I will stay this translation that broadcast online, so don't worry that I will be walking around, preparing something, and so. So dear friends, we're starting in approximately 2 minutes. You still have last chance to run to take your glass of tea or water or whatever you're drinking. I have no idea what do you prefer to drink during online sessions. So just do it. Half minute left, guys. Approximately half minute. And yeah, that's the perfect time to start our first introductional session. So, hello everybody, hello ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aliaksej, or you're absolutely welcome to call me just Alex, it's much easier for all the world. I'm right now providing this broadcast from Warsaw in Poland. And I am your trainer for this long-term training course, LTTC, called A Chance to Update, the complete course of youth work. I'm talking to you now, and from time to time I possibly have a chance to read the chat, so if you want to ask something, you're welcome to put your questions. But, guys, please pay attention. There are 130 people of us here right now, and possibly in a couple of minutes there possibly will be even more of us, 135 already. Let's see. And the chat runs really fast, so I possibly won't really catch your questions. So please be ready when I ask you to put your questions into the chat to copy paste your question again. Yeah. So I'm really happy to see everybody here, and I'm really welcome to see you here on this Chance to Update training course. This training course is a hard work of two people, of Emma, who is, I hope, either among us in this chat or watching us later on in the YouTube, and me actually. So Alexei, the trainer, Emma is representing the European Youth Development Agency from Luxembourg, and it was originally her idea. And yes, I'm here as a lead trainer, so I am the guy who is getting no money for sharing with you my time, who's sharing with you my efforts, and of course my experience to help you on your way to the perfection of youth work. By the way, guys, I'm absolutely sure there are some people among you, some of our participants, some attendees of this course, who are already a skilled youth worker. And great, I respect your skill, I respect your experience. I would be really happy if you can contribute with your experience to our sessions, to our training course. But pay attention that this course is dedicated to people who at that moment don't know anything about youth work. So I will start from the very beginning, from the very fundamental ideas, from elementary level, and will do my best to move you, all of you guys, to the level of practitioner, the one who already can provide any kind of youth work, can apply for grant, can organize the international youth exchange or any kind of event, seminar or training at their place, and can do it in the best way, can lead the organization, can manage the organization, manage people. Yeah, and finally become a great leader. At the very end, of course, having a lot of practice, your personal practice. Is it okay for you? So, thanks Emma, thanks me. A little bit about myself. I was born in Belarus. So, hello everybody who is from Belarus. Yes, I can speak a lot of different languages. I'm 39 years old and I'm providing youth work since I was 18 years old. So, more than half of my pretty short life. Yeah, 20 years of youth work, more than 10 years of international, about 15 years of international youth work, working with these big IT companies, not only IT companies, business companies, corporations, transnational corporations, and of course, just normal, usual, regular, casual people from everywhere, in India, in the United States of America, and of course, mostly in Europe. I also have some free time sometimes, so I am a big fan of reenactment, medieval reenactment. So I was a leader of medieval reenactment theater troupe. So I know that about 10 people of you guys have already checked my Facebook profile and possibly saw some pictures when I am as a jester in colorful clothes. I'm eating fire, I'm spinning fire. So yeah, I'm a performer a little bit. I'm a professional actor, professional artist. Yeah, that's it. And of course, I'm providing training sessions for trainers, for facilitators, for coaches. I'm a certified coaching specialist. And every year I'm having, I don't know, depending of course on the quarantine situation, I'm having 10 to possibly 40 different big or small, more than one day, normally international training sessions to provided by me personally as a co-trainer or as an assistant, training assistant, or mainly as a lead trainer. Yeah, so kind of that. And I would be really happy to share my skills, share my knowledge. And by the way, guys, you are sometimes during this long-term course will be welcomed to share your ideas, which topic is most important for you. Because, yeah, we're going to work for approximately 16 sessions. We have 16 obligatory and mandatory sessions, main course sessions in this course. And each session is up to 2 hours. So 32 hours is nothing, actually. Yeah, it's nothing to become a good specialist, of course. You need 10,000 hours to become a good specialist. But I will do my best to give you the most important knowledge that possibly people who have no experience in youth work need the most right now. Good? Well, let me think. Is it all for the very introduction, very warming up phase? Possibly, yes. Do you have any questions right now? You're absolutely welcome to post your questions to chat. And now I have a couple of minutes to read the chat and possibly answer your questions as fast as possible. But just few minutes for that. Margarita Diaz. First of all, before I start answering questions, guys, please forgive me. I'm really sorry if I pronounce your name in incorrect way. I'm not the world citizen yet, so I don't know all the details of pronunciation. So possibly when I read your name here in the chat, I can pronounce it in the wrong way, funny way, weird way. Really sorry about it. I cannot do anything until you correct me. So you're welcome to correct me if you wish. I will do my best to pronounce it. So, Margarita Diaz. The time was discussed during very big poll, big survey. So all participants just voted for useful time and date, and 17.00 Central European Time was definitely a winner. So I doubt that we can move this session to the later time, unfortunately. Especially, there are some participants in our group who already have, as far as I remember, later than 10:30, I mean 22:30 o'clock. So it's very late, not even evening, it's a late night in their place. And yeah, we should also respect those people because they are active participants of our course according to the Facebook activity. About certificate, I will tell about certificate. Some smart working to do, I will tell. Show an example of certificate of participation, will tell you. Thank you, Margarita. Thank you. Of course, Turan, oh my God, sorry, Turan Jafarova, possibly, really sorry again, if incorrect way. So I always share the agenda before, and you have all the training course program on our Facebook group, so you can check this agenda even there, and it will be like exacted, persuaded, and specified all the time. So right before the session, you can go and check it. So no more time for questions, and we are going to our another topic. So guys, if you have very important question not answered yet, please be ready to post your question again a little bit later when I have some time to answer your questions. Well, so the workflow. How actually we are going to do that? Approximately the way we are doing it right now. So I'm somewhere here, somewhere in the world, most likely here in Warsaw, providing the session for you, and you are sitting in front of your computers with any kind of papers and your pencils. You pencil anything you would like to. You hearing, you participating, you actively participating and answering, replying, like putting your comments. And since there are only 163 people at that moment in our group, by the way, I will tell you a little bit about those numbers later because it's a great example of reality, practical reality of youth work. Yes, it's an example, and we will work on it in 40 minutes approximately. So, since there are less than 250 people, most likely possible session and all possible next. All further sessions will be held via Google Hangout. If you don't know what does it mean, Google Hangout, and how to use it, I highly recommend you just Google it. Google Hangout. I will put the name right now to the chat. Yes, so you're absolutely welcome to find in the chat how to spell it. Google later after the session, Google how to use Google Hangout. So I just find it on the internet and learn. And of course, be ready to use it in a week when we have our next session. Yeah, so I'm providing you with information, with practical examples, with some tips. I'm answering your questions. And during the week, next week, you are having the possibility to practice everything, implement. And please pay attention. The ones who practice more than others will get from this course much more than others. Because this course is not about what I'm saying to you, and the things that you learn is not the things that you hear from me. The things that you learn is the things that you implement, that you understand, never just hear and even understand. Yeah, not even understand. The things that you implement as fast as possible, not longer than 1 week. Later on, possibly, we will also tell about mechanisms of memory and how to memorize things in a better way. But right now, just in short, if you implement something you have heard from me, you have just heard from me, you can implement it later, you can remember it later. If you just hear me, like, do you really need to waste your time on that? So please think about it, think about the outcome for you. What can you get as a result? So we're having 1 to 2 hours of online live session. I mean, I'm talking about the workflow. of our sessions. After that, you have your week to ask questions, to discuss anything in Facebook group. By the way, remember about Facebook group. I will use it, as I told you, already told you, as a main way of communication. So please do not expect emails every week. No, I'm not a spammer. Please visit the group, put it to your bookmarks if you need, anything you wish. Visit the group and check the latest news of our training course. Ask questions. You're welcome even to write direct messages to me. Read materials in a group. I will post from time to time some additional materials, not strictly connected to our sessions, but just additional materials to youth workers. So a lot of materials, and you already can find some materials somewhere in the history of our group. Well, that's it. And in a week, we have one more session. By the way, I will also tell you a little bit about additional sessions. So if you want to get even more than others, you're welcome to find the possibility, find the motivation to attend the extra sessions, so extracurricular sessions, or how to say, optional sessions. That will definitely be not on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock Central European Time, but at another time, and we will discuss it with you. I will post some materials about those additional sessions later in our group, and yeah, so on. Good, so that's it about workflow. If you have any questions about our further work, about the workflow, how we are going to work with one another, what technically you need to do and what technically me need to do with you. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to pose those questions here, possibly here, or maybe on your monitor it is here, in the chat. I will just add some information. I expect from you working cameras and microphones, because later on, having less than 200 people, we can use Google Hangout, and the sessions will be much more interactive. You are not only will be able to chat, you also will be able to tell something, to switch on your video, and to communicate with one another. So make sure you have this possibility if you want to. It's not necessary for everybody, because 200 people, it's impossible to work with at the same time, at least online. Well, I highly recommend you to have every time to have on your tables a glass of water, tea, or whiskey, or whatever you are drinking during the session. So anything to keep your throat in a good condition and keep you focused on the topic. Me as a speaker, it's absolutely necessary, absolutely impossible. From time to time, I'm absolutely necessary to do this stuff. Yeah, that's perfect. Just a green tea. I also recommend you, as I told you already previously, to have kind of paper, possibly much bigger paper. So this is my cheat sheet, by the way. This is my material I'm using for those sessions. So have a paper, have a pencil or pen to be able to note everything you feel necessary to note. Okay. I also recommend you guys to book a useful, good place for our sessions, that nothing and nobody can interrupt you, can be an impediment for you to continue participation. That's it. So, good news here. Any questions? Sorry, I don't have the camera on my laptop. Is the problem? No, Aina Idrisova, it is definitely not a problem. Just in case if you have a chance later on to actively participate, ask something, or work with other people, tell something to people, unfortunately, I cannot help you to have this camera. So just you need to do it only using your voice. So it's not a problem, absolutely. But if you want to participate more actively, the camera will be a great benefit. Good. So possibly that's it about workflow. You need your time up to 2 hours. Sometimes less than 2 hours, sometimes you can finish earlier. You need your paper, drinking water, most possibly even warm drinking water. There is a second glass I have, it's a black tea, and this black tea is still hot, so I cannot drink it yet, but in, let's say, half an hour, it will be cool enough to let me drink it. Yeah, that's it about workflow. Any questions? Option sessions with a different schedule. Yes, absolutely different schedule, not on Wednesdays at 5 o'clock. it was an answer to Marina Pinto. Oh, Pinto, yeah. Can we invite somebody to the group on Facebook? Well, yes, only if we have more than 250 people participating simultaneously, it can be a problem because Google Hangouts cannot host more than 250 people. So yes, you can invite somebody. Yes, we can use Hangouts on our phone and camera. Thank you very much, Christian. Can you have a calendar of sessions and agenda, please? Dear, oh my God, Ankhi Lipa, Lipa, I'm really sorry again if I pronounce this name in the wrong way. You have links to full list of sessions in our Facebook group, and also I send it to some specific people send the link by emails. So please check again the Facebook group. You can find the link, or possibly if somebody here in our chat, could you please just take the link to our course program and post it to the chat. So our colleague Anxi Lipa can find it in the chat in a few seconds and try, open it, test it, and save it in your bookmarks. Yes, there is agenda on Facebook. Yes, you're right. Good. So that's it. That's it with workflow. Let's switch our position. Oh, you don't see me. Just to refresh the view in your eyes. By the way, I recommend everybody of you right now, if it is possible for you to stand up, to stretch your body a little bit, to do some flexibility, like stretching exercises, just to make sure your body aren't suffering from all this too long of immobility. Good. The bug. So guys, welcome to the real world. The real world is full of bugs, of failures, of errors. And actually, this course was announced in Salto Youth platform firstly, and there was a failure in this Salto Youth platform, unfortunately, so we couldn't get all the emails of participants of our course. And that is why sometimes I just got some emails from you guys later than deadline. Of course, the failure was resolved much later than the deadline. So only getting the email from you like, hey, I was a participant, I applied, I don't have any information from you. Only thanks to that, I was able to invite those people, to email you back, to invite you to the group and include you to our communication channel. But unfortunately, I believe, I'm afraid that many of us just lost, many contacts are lost. So people who applied to, they wasn't considered as participants even before the application procedure. So just in case, if you know anybody in a group of your friends who applied to this group, to this course together with you and didn't get any email and not included to the Facebook group, please ask those people to write, to post an email, to send an email to Emma Graf and explain the situation. We will do our best to include you again, to look at your applications and to include you into the group. Okay, so we still have not every people who wanted to participate in this course, unfortunately, but yeah, that's the real life. Yeah, we cannot do anything. So at least we have thousands of applications that was considered and you who was allowed to participate in this course. That's it about bug. Do we have any questions? Let me please read the chat. That's the program. Good, link to the agenda, perfect. Yes, and we go into the next. Nastasia Baravik, definitely not everyone who applied was selected because we have limitation in our technical platform. Good. So we go to the next topic. Actually, a short, brief talk about the course workflow. Now you cannot see my face, you can only see the dark silhouette, possibly some lights here on the side. And by the way, I'm sitting on a table. Yes, I'm informal. Yes, that's it. That's my reality. So what exactly we are going to work with? Of course, you have seen the full course program, but just in short, one more time, guys, this course is for you. This course is designed to transform you, just normal youth, youngsters, into the youth workers, a little bit great speakers, a little bit great leaders, a little bit great managers, a little bit great psychologists, a little bit great trainers, but in general, youth workers. So we will start with very basic, elementary things about what is youth work and how to do it. And remember, right now I will tell you again and again about it, that youth work is not about what I'm telling to you. Youth work is about what you are, exactly you personally. Anybody who is watching me and my finger on your screen, what exactly you are doing at your place. What do you do with people around you, with your community, with your location, with youngsters who are your friends, and so on. So remember about it. This is your reality. It's not about me. It's not about European Commission. It's not about grant application and money. Yeah, it's about your things that you technically do at your place. And yes, we'll work on it too. Then we will learn, you will learn a bit how to be a trainer, how to get the group, how to organize the group work, what to do with youngsters around you, what exactly youth worker do practically. Yeah. Later on, some details about the educational process, because youth work most often is kind of education, kind of doing something together to learn something. And you definitely will learn a lot about the education and training practices, training skills, about facilitation group meetings, about coaching people, career coaching, and so on. Next, youth work is always about speaking, about communication, communication one-to-one, face-to-face, communication with the groups. So you will learn a lot about public speaking, about communication process, about how to be a great communicator. Next, youth work is about management and leadership, because having the people around you, being able to teach them something, being able to communicate with them, you need to manage somehow this job. You need to understand how the group work, what is good and what is bad in group work, how to manage people, how to manage the organization, how to manage the event, how to be a leader. And you will definitely learn how to be a leader. And you are also welcome to practice it. If you can practice it, you even learn much more. And what is at the end? Yeah, possibly that's it. So, youth work, art of training, art of communication, art of management, and art of leadership. As far as I remember, that's the main set of main topics. And of course, you can check those topics anytime in our Google Sheet with the detailed, okay, not so detailed here, right, program of our course. Well, that's it. You're welcome to post any questions about our topics we're going to work with, about schedule, in the chat right now. I'm changing my position to be ready to read the chat. What do you have here? Yes, now you can see the link to agenda right in our chat. Good. No specific questions. Very good. So, you see, I have my cheat sheet, what to talk about today. So it's a long list with a lot of words. And yeah, a little bit about time, about days. So guys, just to remind you a little bit, you have chosen this time, 17 o'clock Central European time, and you voted for this day, Wednesday. this time and this date is most comfortable for you. Unfortunately for me, unfortunately for some of people who are watching this video on YouTube later, hello everybody who is watching our translation in YouTube. Unfortunately, not for everybody this time is useful. Yeah, that's the life. Unfortunately, Frank Sinatra sings this song, that's life. I cannot do anything. I was focused on the majority of people. That's the only thing I can do. So we're working at 5 o'clock Central European time. Today, already some people made some mistakes with the time and so on. So it's absolutely normal. It's obvious. I also did a lot of mistakes with timing previously. So please make sure check everything 2 times, 3 times, double check, triple check, and so on. Just, it's okay. Everything can be managed. One more thing. By the end of September, when we celebrate the end of our course, we will have one extra Wednesday. So, like, our course has we still have the possibility to skip one Wednesday. So, if we have the force majeure, very urgent, like unexpected situation, possibly one of classes will be skipped, and we can move our schedule 1 week later. So we still have a time to finish up till the end of September. I really hope we don't need to do that, but just be ready and always check everything like 1 week before, 1 day before at the day of the session in our Facebook group. I will do my best to post all the news into Facebook. Any questions about time? Any questions about day? Any questions about anything? Will we be able to work as trainers in Erasmus Plus training with this course? Of course you will. Because that's exactly the main direction of work, how to provide international non-formal educational sessions. So you will be able, you will have all necessary knowledge. I mean, guys, to be honest, if you practice enough, if you practice a lot, together with learning here in this course, you will be able to work with Erasmus+. If you just sit every week at 5 o'clock Central European time in front of your computer, you listen to me or even watch my video somewhere in YouTube and just listening, watching it, and the next video and the next video, it's nothing, just information. You even can Google half of this information somewhere in internet. You need your practice. You need your personal approach. You need to work all this information through to be able to do it personally, to be able to be Erasmus Plus trainers, as I did. I didn't write a beautiful book and like pass the certification. Yes, I'm a great Erasmus Plus trainer. I spent 10 years of practice on my place, in my location, actually in Belarus, to become this type of person. That's it. Will it be possible to have individual coaching meeting with you? Yes, it is absolutely possible. Later on, in approximately 20 minutes, I will tell you some additional information about those optional sessions. And of course, I am available to provide specific, very detailed sessions with you guys. Because 32 hours of our work is almost nothing in comparison with all the information that can be shared with you, all the skills, all the cases, of course, and so on. And the most interesting part is are your cases. I mean, you hearing this information in my channel, you implement this information in your practice, you're doing some kind of errors, mistakes, you see the failures, you come to me, you ask about it, and we together find the best outcome, some kind of best way how to deal in this situation. So absolutely welcome to have the personal coaching, individual coaching session with you. Please just find me in Facebook, just write me, send me a message, and we can have a deal about it. Maybe in the end of course, yes. Is online facilitation addressed in this course? Yes. I planned to tell a bit about it. So I planned approximately 15 minutes to discuss about online facilitation. So, whose question? Chantal Boom. Chantal Boom was the person who asked about it. So, dear Chantal Boom, or maybe Boom. I don't know. Sorry again. I'm really afraid to pronounce your names in the correct way, even if it is really funny way and you're laughing right now at your place. I don't know. Anyway, if you really want to learn more about online work, online facilitation, please push this question more and more in Facebook. So if you're motivated to learn more, be active, be proactive, and I will do anything with that. Good. Yeah, great idea from Sami Sorjonen. You can work as a trainer also without the course. Yes, absolutely sure. Thank you, Sami. Alina Korshunova, can we actually start? Actually, we did. This session is introduction session, and that is what we are doing now. We are providing introduction. So I'm telling some details about the course, about how we are going to work. All specific. Okay, I will definitely bring you an example. There is an example like motivation at the end, like approximately in 30 minutes. I will provide you with very short informational session, like informational episode about how motivation works and how to deal with it. How can you use and boost the motivation of you and your youth? But we are started already. Is online facilitation? Yes, I agree. You can work as a trainer also without course. Yes. Good. Handouts. We will have handouts and exercises to apply that we've learned and to do between sessions. Is there a final assignment of some kind? I will provide you with homework, and if you want, you are welcome to accomplish this homework, but I cannot check you guys. I cannot come to a place and I cannot punish you if you don't do this homework. So you are absolutely free not to learn anything from this course if you prefer not to learn anything, and you're absolutely free to learn everything from this course and implement it and practice it and become a great specialist if you want to implement, to practice, and to become a great specialist. So it is again up to you. I will do everything from my side. The question is, what can you do with that from your side? And about handouts, so materials. I will post a lot of materials in our Facebook group. So Margarita, please come, read, check, find, and so on and so forth. Some kind of co-creation and of peer learning be provided would be awesome. Darida Butcher. Actually, it wasn't planned, but I will definitely think about it and possibly will implement it. Thank you very much for this idea. And Nastasia, are we supposed to get certificate after the course? Already a lot of people asked about it, and I will answer in few minutes about certificates. Yeah. So, homework. Well, actually, I already answered everything about homework. I wanted to tell this phrase about homework right now, but I already told it a minute ago. So, yes, I will give you some pieces of homework from time to time. But as I told you, nobody can push you to do this homework, to accomplish this homework. Nobody can force you to accomplish this homework if you would like this board force. So I cannot check it. And only your motivation, only a personal eager to learn more will make you and transform you into a great specialist in youth work. That's it about homework. And finally, about certificates. So the main answer is no. I'm not going to grant you with any kind of paper, certificates, because of two main reasons. First of all, paper are the dead trees, and I don't like the trees to be dead. I prefer the live trees. And second of all, this course is free of charge. So you don't pay for this course. You pay with your time, with your effort. I do the same. I pay with my time, with my effort, and this course have no any specific sponsorship, no money on the basement of this course. So just frankly speaking, I have no money for the paper, for certificates, and I have no desire, eager to kill trees, to print those papers, to give those papers to you. If somebody really wants to have any paper, we can discuss. I mean, if you're really necessary to have a paper, I'm absolutely ready to sign some kind of paper, but it's kind of, this process can be really complicated from the logistical point of view. So if you want it, please ping me or ping Emma Graf. Good. And just one more thing. Later on, in 10 minutes, I will tell you more details about the optional sessions or extracurricular sessions. You saw those sessions in our program document in red background. So only for the ones, so the main idea is those extracurricular sessions are paid because I just do it at my work time and like I have no possibility to provide it for free. Yeah. So those sessions, if you would like to attend to those sessions, you need to pay something. So only for those ones who are ready to attend all the extracurricular sessions and want to pay for the paper and for the postal delivery costs, will get the professional certificate. So you're absolutely welcome if you agree to demonstrate your motivation for that, paying money. That's it, actually. Yep, that's it about certificates. Do we have any questions about it? Yeah, possible to have digital certificates. I can provide you with digital certificates. Online certificates, yes. Kind of recognition is needed to the moment. Yeah, online certificates, guys, it's really easy, no problems. You're right. Topics or part, of course, are a little bit changing. So, and the program in the document will be changing all the time because I'm persuading it, I'm specifying it, I'm adding something to that. So this is normal. But approximately 1 week before the session, this will have no changes during last week before the session. Elsa and everybody. We will discuss it with Emma Graf if she have enough time to provide this, I mean, to work with that and organize those online certificates, like, for example, youth passes. I would be absolutely happy to provide everybody of you with those youth passes certificates. It's easy. Yes, guys? So now you convinced me to change my answer on your big question about certificates. Previously, I answered that you have no certificate. Now I can answer that you will definitely have a certificate about this course, even just after attending just the main program, the obligatory program, or if you would like mandatory program. Not everybody likes this word obligatory program. I remember some criticism. I wrote you about this criticism. So yes, you will. I will tell you about certificate. It's going to be only 1 day, 2 hours a week. Daniela Romero. The course will take place every week on Wednesday during 2 hours at 5 o'clock Central European time. Up to 2 hours, sometimes even shorter than 2 hours. If I didn't got your question correctly, please specify your question. What happens when we can't attend a session? Elsa Conde, what happens when we can't attend a session? Nothing. You are welcome to see the session online later on in recording and just join the next session. Maybe it will be more practical if you will have 30 minutes in the end for questions. Christia Pavlutska, not always, because people sometimes forget the question. So right now I'm closing this one more short question answer sessions and go into the next point in my list. The live example. You can check 168 people. Live example, yes, right now, live example how youth work actually works. Small, short, practical example, dear people. It's about motivation, it's about youth work, it's about real life of youth workers. There were much more than 1,000 of applications to this course. We accepted approximately, as far as I remember, 400 of applications. We sent all the emails, possibly even more than 400. But right now we can see only 169 people here in this chat. And I'm absolutely sure, of course, you are welcome to reconvince me with with the reality. But I'm almost sure, I would say I'm almost sure, not absolutely, but almost sure that next session will have less than 170 people in our session. And every next session will have less and less people participating. And this is normal life of youth work. People are always lose their motivation. By the way, we'll talk about motivation in approximately 20 minutes before the end of today's session. So it's kind of real, practical example of youth work realities for you, for everybody of you. Whatever you do in youth work, whenever you work, however big is your experience, you always will see less and less people. Always people will leave because they lose their own motivation. They have no possibilities, or they have any better chances to do something. They have another plans and so on. And the things that you always need to do is to invite more and more people, to invite new and fresh people to your personal group. So that's all about life example. Please be ready for that. Sometimes it is changed in another site, but normally it's just a real world. Good. And we are going to the next point in my schedule. Too lot of work, too lot of information, already told about it. It's okay. Extracurricular and motivation. Yes, we are almost done, guys. So some additional information about those extracurricular sessions. There were questions about it in our chat. So additional sessions, extracurricular or optional sessions, will cost you the money. One session for one person, one attendee, will cost €3. Or you're welcome to pay for all sessions in a whole, and it will cost, as far as I remember, 3 to 5, €10 for all sessions. So we will have 5 to 6 optional sessions, and if you really plan to attend all of them, you're welcome to pay even €10. Horrible money, yeah, I know. Or you're absolutely welcome to pay for one session and attend only one session if you would like to attend only one specific session with specific questions. Every session will have its own list of participants. I will give all this information, I will copy all this information with specific link in our Facebook group approximately in 2 days. So expect it by Friday approximately. The money should be transferred to specific bank account via any way. So I usually prefer to propose you to use PayPal if you would like to use PayPal. PayPal is connected with your email, so we will discuss which email you are sending those money from. If you don't know how to use PayPal but you want to attend all those sessions, you're absolutely welcome to Google PayPal. As far as I remember, PayPal is, we can spell PayPal like I put in a chat right now. And yes, that's it. What else to say? Paying by PayPal, you possibly need to pay for each transaction. So you possibly decide that it is cheaper for you to pay for all sessions instead of one session, pay for all sessions one by one. So it's more profitable to pay for all sessions in a whole. Good. That's it about optional sessions. You're welcome to attend. I would be happy to help you. And one more time, just to repeat, guys, I'm absolutely happy to have the online coaching individual consultations with you. They will have like 1 to 2 hour long sessions online, and we're absolutely ready to work with your questions, like really detailed, working with your personal cases, giving you very specific information you really need right now at your position. Good. Now I'm checking again the questions we have in our list. Of course, I'm drinking a little bit. Yes, okay. Marina Pinto, I don't know how this online certification process works. I didn't do online certification previously, so it's kind of my personal learning. So thank you very much for motivating me to learn something new in my life. It's great. I mean, thank you all guys who asked about online certification. So Emma Graf will explore, or maybe she's already skilled about those online certificates. If it costs nothing than time from our side, we of course would be really happy to grant you with those online certificates. Is it all? Yeah. So possibly I answered this question as far as I see. Perfect. I am going to share the schedule of the optional sessions beforehand. Actually, the schedule of optional sessions are already in our general schedule document. So optional sessions, extracurricular sessions are in red color. So please go to the document, find those sessions. I'm answering right now, by the way, to the Melissa Egin. So yeah. Please find this schedule document, find those red sessions. These sessions are extracurricular or optional or paid sessions. And yeah, you're absolutely welcome to find all the information there. If you have any specific question about it, please specify your question, possibly right here in the chat. About the optional, how can we know the prices? I already told the prices, I can repeat. One session per one person costs €3. If you pay for all sessions as a whole, you pay €10 per one person. I mean, if you transfer those money via PayPal, you should pay more to let the receiver get those €10, not less than €10. That's it. The schedule is in the group. Thank you. Optional session will cost €3, but okay. Yep. Thank you very much, Milos, for exacting. 5 optional sessions. Yes, Milos, you're right. 5 optional sessions, but there is still possibility to add one more optional session in September. That is why, like, I'm thinking about it, but I didn't add the session into schedule yet. So I will add. Thank you very much. Good. And we're going to the last point of our today's session, actually. Yeah, by the way, we're already working for 50 minutes, guys, so you possibly feel tired. I highly recommend everybody of you, again, to stand up, to do any kind of stretching exercises, maybe even heavy workout if you would like to. And just to warm up your body, just to remember, like, remind your body that you still can move. And we're changing our view. Good. So, technically, I consider that I have told everything to you guys about the way we're going to work. So next session in a week, I mean in 6 days and 6 days and 23 hours, will be already fully concentrated on the content. So nothing about logistical questions. All logistical questions are right today, here, now, in this chart, or possibly this chart, depending on how this picture is rotated. And if you still have any questions, you're welcome to post those questions into the chat. So I would be ready to answer it before very finalization of the session. Revolut can be used. Revolut. Jessica Avram. Revolut can be used. I have no idea what is Revolut. You are absolutely welcome to discuss it in specific threads in our Facebook group. If it is kind of money transfer way, possibly yes, but I'm still not 100% sure. Let's discuss it later. So please, Jessica Avram, be responsible for this question and discuss this question personally with me later on. Okay? You can also transfer the money from a bank account to another bank account between banks. You cannot use PayPal, right? Well, sometimes transfers bank to bank is free of charge, normally in one specific country, within specific country. So Polish people, yes, if you would like to, you're welcome. If it goes via the international government borders, it can cost sometimes even more than PayPal. So I'm talking to Lorraine Leneveu, I suppose. Really sorry again if I pronounce your name in the correct way. Anyway, Please explore this question and choose the better way for you. Again, you're welcome to discuss it. Some people also answering. Revolt is cool, good. Already deleted. All the sessions will be facilitated by me or some other speakers will be invited. Guzel, yes, some other speakers are discussed. We definitely will have some guest speakers, guest experts to discuss some specific questions. But majority of sessions will be facilitated by me. So please, if you hate my face already, please be ready to see it again and again. Sorry for that. Transfer-wise, can we start at last? Yes. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce this name. Good. So guys, a short but very interesting session about the motivation. Just an example of how can we start with theory. My lovely markers. We will start from theories, and you will implement this situation I'm explaining you the theory of to your personal case. And later on, I will ask you to challenge me with the questions, or with not the questions, but maybe with the personal cases, and to find why am I wrong. So the motivation, how it works, why people decide to do or not to do any specific activity, why people decide to participate or not to participate, how the motivation works. Imagine there is a person. A motivated person. Why is this person motivated? Can you see it? Possibly, yes, you can. So we can divide the motivation in two big parts. Here is the ratio, the conscious part of motivation, conscious motivation, rational motivation. And another side is emotional or irrational motivation. Here the person really understands and knows how and why that person is motivated. I will tell you a little bit more in a second about it. And emotional motivation is much more complicated. Normally people don't know anything about the emotional motivation. So, I mean, it's kind of a long process of self-evaluation and self-exploration to understand personal feelings, personal emotions, and being able to work with those personal emotions. And every single youngster and every single person you're dealing with, you're working with, have these rational motivations to do something and emotional motivations to do something. What is rational motivation? Let's split it a little bit more precisely. Here, typical profit. Profit. Or if you would like to use another word, the benefits. So, big part of rational or conscious motivation of person is the understanding by the person of profit or specific benefits the person can get from the situation. For example, when I was younger, I attended some specific festivals or like conferences because on those conferences there was a catering. So it was tasty cookies, and I like tasty cookies, for sure. It's absolutely true. It's not a fairy tale. And I attended those events not because I'm interested in the content, but because they provide cookies for participants. So I just exchanged my free time into cookies. So it was my benefit. Very rational choice to go and took free cookies. Good. Another big part that touch rational part but also goes to emotional part is values. Values is a complicated thing. Values is kind of set of values. So values are complicated, if you would like to use this word. So let's talk about values in a while, in a few seconds. Going back to emotions, there is a pretty big part of emotions, so-called anthropological emotions. 3 main filters every living being reflect on and think about while doing something. So 3 animal questions, let's say. Why animal? Because like those questions are also asked by animals and humans, because I'm human, I'm still animal. I'm made from biological protoplasm. Yes, I'm eating pieces of other animals, or not only animals, but like plants and so on. I'm eating biological protoplasm, and there's a big amount of living beings inside my body. So I'm just animal, like possibly some of you too. I don't know exactly. So those 3 animal questions are: it's a question of survival, question of food, and question of, let's say, dissemination or fertility. So survival question: is it safe to do? Or maybe is it necessary to survive? To do it is necessary to survive. So for example, if you see a big, very fast car that goes right at your place you're staying at, you possibly will jump from this place as fast as possible because you need to save your life. Saving life. Second one, food. Just question of food. I heard that some of us have accepted some kind of biological food even today for several times. I did it twice today, by the way. And third question is a sexual question. Welcome to the real world. Sex matters. Yeah, sex exists. So can I disseminate my species by that? That's the question. Can I let my generation, next generation survive? That is why we fall in love. That is why like animals do sex and have baby animals, and like more and more and so on. So surviving, just survival skills, like to jump out of real threat to life, any kind of something threatening. The food, finding food. So when you're hungry, you cannot think about anything. And of course, the way to continue your generation, continue your species. And yeah, that's it. So those 3 basic questions are so deep in the mind. It's not social questions. It's not social. It's like it works in our mind, in very deep side of our brain as itself. Like it's kind of program of living beings, even without social life. And another big part, social emotions based on social life. And again, part of those social emotions, what does it mean, social emotions? It means emotions connected with social. Like when we think, how beautiful am I in this dress, or in this, I don't know, in this hoodie? How should I use this lipstick or that lipstick? Or another case, should I make a handshake with that person or not? Especially right now during this coronavirus time, this quarantine time, possibly it's not so safe enough. Now we go in here, maybe it's not so safe. It is safe in life to make a handshake, to have a handshake with a stranger. But on the other hand, it's kind of way to be polite in possibly your country. I don't know, because you're from different countries. So I know some countries when it is polite to kiss a stranger, I mean, not really stranger, but the person you meet on the street, if it's your friend, just kiss to the one chin, to the another chin, and then continue discussion. In other countries, it's absolutely polite to stay 2 meters, 1.5 before quarantine time. 1.5 meters between one another and saying, how are you? How do you do? How your parents feel, and so on. So some questions, okay? So it depends on culture. And now we can concentrate on values in a few seconds. Let me please read your comments. You put a lot of comments here. Benefits will be learning and skills. not a piece of paper to prove it. Learning and skills. Ira Topali. Yes, sometimes for some people, skills or knowledge are benefits, but that person, I mean, in that case, psychology usually asks why. Like, for example, right now, I can break this marker, and now I don't know how to destroy this marker. I will obtain a new skill of destroying this marker. Is it correct? Dear Ira Topali, please answer. But I have no idea why do I need this skill. Yes, if I value every skill, then I definitely need to break this marker to obtain a new skill of marker breaker. I will be the best marker breaker in the world. But why? I have no idea why do I need this skill. I can even launch a YouTube channel about marker breakers, and I will travel the world. I will break markers all over the world. I will make beautiful videos, having millions of subscribers and donations and so on. I have no idea. Possibly yes, possibly no. So at that moment, psychology asks, why do you need this specific skill or knowledge? And when you can find an answer, why? Answer yourself, why do you need a specific skill or knowledge? For example, having this skill, you can sell yourself to the good job. You can get a really good job, getting a good salary. So yes, we can tell about this pyramid, Maslow pyramid, by the way. Yes, a bit later. It's also an interesting point. Or another skills, to get skills that you can use to get new great emotions. For example, skill to do snowboarding. Having the skill, I can go to better mountain and even having a better emotions somewhere here, social emotions, like how cool am I doing snowboarding, yes? How great am I, how from mountains, but I overcome my fear. I feel really great because I'm a fear overcomer and I can survive falling 200 meters like just in the air and then continue doing the snowboarding on beautiful Slovakian or Slovenian mountains anywhere. Yes, so connected more to values and achievements. Yes, possibly right. Let's come back. A piece of paper to prove it. Yes, so that's it. Really depends on how you see it. It are not necessary. The certificate definitely doesn't mean as much as knowledge and practice. Yes, agree with Raya. Christia Pavlutska, you are absolutely right now. But when I told about this example to go to festival to take free cookies, I told about the time when I was really young and I got a lot of time. So I was just having a lot of free time. I had a lot of free time and I didn't know what to spend this time to. I had not enough skill to sell this time. For example, to earn money or to like do something, some kind of positive changes in the world, like I'm doing right now, by the way. So I had this possibility to spend this time in a better way than to obtain cookies. That was the core of my case I told about cookies and time and festivals. Molly, value. Let's concentrate on value in few seconds. Ira, thank you. So yeah, so that's I think I read all the comments. So coming back, yes, rational motivation to do anything, different ways of rational motivation, understanding of benefits, understanding of future usage of knowledge of skills, and so on. And emotional motivation, very basic animalistic, and social. Social means emotion dependent that was grown in your body because you are social. Emotion that was put in your head, in your conscious mind by your parents, by your school, by your university, by possibly your political party, or maybe your group of friends, and so on. And when we combine part of social emotional motivations and part of rational motivations, we go to values. Values that the person have. Values, again, is always the result of growing up process. It's always a social result. So, for example, do you know this very well-known story about Mowgli? A young guy who appeared as a kid, as a small kid, infant, in a jungle, in the deep jungle, and was grown up by monkeys or even apes. No, I think monkeys, and like he became a human. So, but with animal mind. Actually, this story is kind of look like true story. Sometimes there were some real cases with the story. So those people definitely have those values that you have now. And people in your country, in your location 50 years ago had absolutely different values, and 100 years ago they had absolutely different values. Let me please talk about very kind of dangerous example. Dangerous but very sharp example. Have you heard about all those social revolts and manifestations in the United States of America dedicated to the death of a black guy? I'm sure you have heard about something in news. And during one of those demonstrations, those people with those big posters like Black Lives Matter. Yeah, Jungle Book. Thank you very much, Molly. You're right. But coming back to the real story, real life, like the things that is going on right now in America, in United States, people with Christian, you're absolutely right. Like a lot of cases in the world. Anyway, coming back, those Black Lives Matter, they found the monument to American army of the time of civic war, and they just like demonstrated, they expressed their emotions, vandalizing this monument of civic war. In America, it's kind of real story. You can find this story in Google. But the problem is, there is a kind of detail, very, very, very small and very ugly detail and nuance. The monument they vandalized in the name of Black Lives Matter and so on, monument was dedicated to the only group of soldiers during civic war in America that was formed only from black people. No white people were in this military unit. So this military unit was formed only from black people. Only black people participated. It had a great success, so it had a big monument to it. But right now, those people who fight for the right of black people, of like other against racism and so on, they just like possibly didn't know about it or something. So you see, kind of information. They had possibly no information. I don't know everything about this case. Of course, I wouldn't transfer any kind of justification, but the fact is, manifestation vandalized in the name of anti-racism, vandalized the monument to the military unit that was the sense, that demonstrated the sense of anti-racism during the civic war. Good, that's it. Summarizing. The person has some rational motivation of doing something, have some emotional motivation of doing something. Somewhere between rational, when person evaluate and ask themselves to do or not to do, that is the question. That person just evaluate and compare rational and irrational values. Sometimes the person just expect for additional emotions, so this person possibly cannot choose. And you, personally, you as a youth worker, to motivate people working with you, can use any of those ways to motivate people. Any kind of rational profit or benefits. You can give people money to do something. Like if you want the construction builders to build your house, you pay them. They have motivations and come and do. If those people don't afraid of the law and the regulations, they can take your money and just run. In that case, you go to police and police look for them and put them into prison, into jails. Good. Or you can, for example, convince and explain your youth that they can get better job after doing specific activity and after obtaining any specific skills, especially when it is true, when people with these specific skills can get better job. Or You can go to emotional, like it's just cool. Or maybe you can become a really sexy guy, sexy and handsome guy or sexy lady who is a youth worker. And a lot of youth will just come to you to be near you because they like, see you and they like you. I mean, like animalistically, like you. Like, someone can fall in love in you. I don't know. Or you can give them food, like cookies. And by food, you can attract people to your place, to your youth work. Or you cannot actually. And of course, more complicated ways of use, usually you can use any values, like in the name of our state, in the name of your parents, in the name of our political party, come and help us. In different countries, for example, during presidential elections or parliament elections, there is horrible movement, horrible space for manipulations, space for speculation of those values. Like, in the name of our future, come and vote for this candidate, not that one, and so on and so forth. How can you use those values? For example, social values. Yes, I'm doing it to make the life in my community really better. So I'm like planting trees to make more clear air in our community. And I invite you guys to help me to make the air in our community better, to make life of all us better. This is the way through values, specific values, and some physical benefits also. Whew. Yeah, technically that's it. It was a very short introductional session about basic of motivation. Of course, very, very brief. I need to remind you about the Abraham, how can I spell his surname? I don't remember. Maslow, something like that. Maslow pyramid of human needs that has 7 different layers. On the first layer is a safety again. Then different layers like social safety, personal recognition, and on the top there is, okay, by the way, there is kind of food, I suppose, and money, and so on and so forth. So you can easily Google this pyramid of human needs. So it's a pyramid of human needs by Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow. So you can find it. There are, by the way, some different cases, some different like updates of this pyramid. You can find a lot of different versions, and I highly recommend you to learn about this pyramid. So it's another approach to motivation. And now I have a question to everybody of you. Imagine that you, personally you, everybody of you, right in your location where you are possibly right now with your friends, imagine that you decided to do something like social activity, like to change the situation around you in a better way. Please give me an example. How can we use this structure with specific values, very practical implementation of this picture on your personal, your case? How can you motivate your friends, people near you, to do the thing you want them to do? Please take a couple of minutes to think about it. I will now read the chat and I will try to answer some questions if I found some questions there. Please think about the motivation of youth around you and think how can you implement this picture on the youth around you, and how can you use this motivation and can you motivate people around you to take part in your youth work activity. Not today, maybe in a week, in 2 weeks, but in real life. Please give me your answers. I'm reading the chat because I'm so curious what you're talking about here. Mm-hmm. Dynamite, sexy youth worker is too much of manipulation. I'm absolutely agree with you, but just sometimes in some real cases, the border between manipulation, and influence, or persuasion are pretty like blurred, and it's really difficult to find this border, unfortunately. But I'm absolutely agree with you, Molly. Sorry, dynamite. Yes, dynamite. Yeah. Mariana Osipova, thank you very much for your comment. Maslow pyramid. Maslow, so I spelled this surname in correct way. Maslow pyramid. Perfect. Thank you very much, Dynamite, for checking and for like great. Will we have access to bibliography or documents about the session? Julia Perez, you have an access to our Facebook group. In this Facebook group, I will post from time to time a lot of information. Actually, I did it before we even started to work with this course. So you can just scroll down in our Facebook group and find some materials about, for example, online session provision. And all the time I will post. And one more thing, the future has come. Guys, the future has come. We are in the future. You can just Google all the information and get almost all the information of humanity in a few seconds at your computers. Right now, but even without stopping communicating with me. Yeah, so you can do so. Just Google it. It's so easy. Go on. And of course, I will recommend some specific, short, brief, and concentrated with good content, materials, articles, and so on and so forth. Thank you for your question. Anxelipa, can you please repeat question? Internet problems here. So the question is, how can you, using this picture, and of course, if you would like the Maslow's pyramid of human needs, motivate your practical, like real people around you, youth who is around you, your real friends, to do something good, provide some positive changes in a community around you, in your neighborhood, in your location, anywhere, like using those motivational ways. So how exactly can you motivate those people? Edo Maloney, great example about music. So a lot of people just provide positive changes in society, just like doing art. Very great example. Yes, this great example approximately here in emotional level. And also it goes to values. So if you start playing your guitar on the street outside for clear air and trees, and you will put a poster like, please, people, if you like my music, plant a tree at your location because we need more fresh air in our country. There is, maybe not so high, but there is a probability that someone will come and tell you and give you, will show you a picture. Hey, guy, I like your music and I planted 3 trees. Thank you very much for your idea. I like this idea. In 1 week, another guy will come and say, hey, I shared your idea to the class I'm working with because I'm a school teacher and my class planted 30 trees. So thank you very much for your music and for your inspiration. And that is the social values and also some practical benefits. Talking about music. English, believe. Youth Cafe, great, thank you very much. I'm here to better plan my strategy. Edo. Okay, good. So later on, I will request a question later after the end of the course. Molly, but like you said before, people can lose motivation at some files. Yeah, I need to learn how to maintain or promote youth motivation. Yes, you need. So in specific cases, you just can think and seek deeply in the structure to find any specific values and specific words, how to say, what to say to the people around you to motivate them. And you also can just motivate new people always. So that's what we will work on through almost all our sessions too. Good, great answers, guys. Thank you very much. Like you some good for knowledge community and makes you look cooler. Yes, you're right, Silvus. Yeah. Thank you personally about this topic. Alina, great example. Thank you very much. Good. That's it. Thank you very much for your great examples, guys. And thank you so much for just starting implementing those structures, those pictures I explained, I proposed you, those theoretical pictures, into the real world. That's exactly how the learning process works. So you learn something new, you map this new information on your background, you understand something, and from that you go to future. And later on we'll have some additional sessions about the learning processes and like called learning cycles and so on and so forth. So thank you so much for your answers. Well, we are coming to the end of our session actually. I finished the first glass of my tea and I have almost full second glass of my tea. You see, we still have 142 people, so instead of 170, so 30 people left. So it happens, it's normal, it's okay. We are going to finish, to stop our today's session. So guys, please think about what you have heard today. Just in short, we discussed the workflow. I introduced myself, I introduced the organizers of the session, introduced everything. I discussed you and explained you the workflow, how we are going to work. I told you about this failure with platform use, CtU use platform. I explained you some about topics, about time, about days when we should work. Of course, a little bit about certificates. Thank you very much for your ideas about certificate. We will still go into the topic, and I'm sure we will be able to provide you with online certificates like easily. Homework, you already understand everything about homework. I brought you some live example how use work, practical use work goes, like people coming, people leaving. So every day you have less and less people, so it's normal to continue to invite more people, new people. Good. Work, extracurricular sessions. I explained you how can you also apply to extracurricular sessions and like have those questions sessions. And yeah, finally we had this very short, very brief introduction to the questions of motivation. Of course, guys, we can go much deeper to every specific term on this picture. We can learn how to motivate people via food or via sex, or we can really via sex, yes, not only while selling sex, or different ways. Of course, huge amount of ways how to socially motivate people, how to provide them and promise them any kind of benefits, and motivate, persuade, influence people, and how to be careful with manipulations too. And yeah, we will talk about it a bit later, and we discuss it just very brief, very high level session about this question now. And now, yep, and thank you. So I see a lot of gratitude and appreciation in the chat. Thank you very much, guys, for your participation. Namaste, and I really like you. If you have any like final questions, so everybody are absolutely welcome to just drop from the session. We're not going to tell something really important. I mean, I didn't plan to tell something really important since that moment. But if we have some questions, I would be really happy to answer your last final questions right now. Yep, and thank you, Christian. Alicia, thank you for your example. Great. Elena, great example. Great, thank you. So yeah, no more specific questions as far as I see. Could we create WhatsApp group to discuss further? Possibly, yes. Let me please, give me a few days. Laurien Leneveu. Really sorry if I'm pronouncing your name in the wrong way. I'm just trying to read it. Yeah, good. I don't see any other questions. Yes, that's it. Елена, дякую. Навзаєм. So no more questions, guys. So we are done. So 1.5 hours passed. I was really happy to see you all on this session. I would be really happy to see all of you later on. If you have any questions further, you're absolutely welcome to address the questions right to Facebook group. Of course, maybe it's better to start with a personal message, or if it's kind of more general question, address it right to the group. Maybe I even can create sometimes, yeah, please wait, I will create just a post dedicated to this session, and please address all your, just not to create tons of spams on our group, yeah? I will create a specific post about this session, and please all your questions dedicated to this specific introductional session, please put as comments to specific post in Facebook group, if it's okay for you. Thank you, have a great day, have a great end of the day and end of the week. See you online, see you face-to-face, almost face-to-face in 1 week. Bye. This is the end of the session. Bye.